Do you see on the left where it says on the record underneath the title of the show? Oh, Stacy just disappeared.
Oh, I see it now.
You see it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to step away 1 second. My son's
No worries. And then on the left, there's also, which I think you already tweeted it out. Didn't you, Courtney?
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've tweeted it several times already. I go in like every few days. Okay, here comes Stacy again.
For some reason, I joggled something and I couldn't hear anything. So what you told us to just tell the little bird, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, but I was just showing you on the left. It should say on the record, so that means it's recording, so you know that. And then it says tell a little bird, which is how we tweet it out, and it tweets out all of our handles, so you'll even get a notification on Twitter. Who just entered the room? We've got Michelle Stinnett. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Jewelry, love it. And then we've got all the other usual suspects. Hello. Hello, Breast Charm Co. That's the girl I just said hello to, Michelle. Okay, so does anyone know Michelle? In here, maybe Akila does. Finally here, Pete. Okay. Okay, Pete, just hold on. The car is full. Okay, all right. So here's the thing about Blab that I like. You've got the chat box on the right, or I can't tell if my camera is showing on the right or whatever. But either way, when you're looking at the screen, it's on your right. And so Pete wants to ride on the hood of the car. So you kind of need to know who's going, who's over there. And you need to, talk to people who are in the audience to keep them engaged with what's going on, and that you can see them across the top of the screen. You can see who all's actually watching, and then you can see what they say on the right. So try to keep an eye on that when that moves, so we can kind of answer their questions if they have something they want to say. And then obviously I already talked about the Twitter thing on the left, and anybody in the audience, you could tweet this out too. I would love it if you would go ahead and on the left, click tell a little bird, and it'll tweet out that we're on Blab right now. And now I'm going to start. How's that? Ready? My name is Sally Hendrick, and when Blab came out, I was on vacation in Iceland. And when I came home from Iceland, all these people were talking about Blab. And I had just gotten used to the fact that Periscope had just started. And so I thought, what the heck happened while I was gone on vacation? Because I really tried to only post pictures and stories from our trip and not do any business while we were on vacation. And so I ignored everything else, and then came home and all these people were doing these Blabs. And I was like, this is insane. I cannot do one more thing. But then I got on and I watched a couple of friends do a Blab together. And I thought, wow, that could really be something, because I like to talk to people. I kind of think out loud. I throw my ideas out there just to kind of get things out and process. And so this would be a great way to get to know some people that are in this industry who are doing great things, and to showcase what they're doing. And at the same time, I get to learn something from everybody who comes in, right? So anyway, today we've got Stacy. What is your last name, Stacy?
Curtis. It's Stacy Curtis.
Stacy Curtis. And you have writeyourncourse.com?
It's writeofyourlife.com.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, writeofyourlife.com.
But my course is at lifestorytelling.com.
Life storytelling. Okay.
My podcast is at Write of Your Life, and then my course will be at lifestorytelling.com. So you can see the main stuff there.
Okay. Are you creating something right now?
Yes, I am. In fact, I took off today and yesterday to record videos.
Oh, fun.
For
I've
my
got
course.
that I hadn't finished yet. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go around the room really quickly. Akila, I've talked to you several times. Give us a little bit about you, your website.
Well, I'm the owner of a number of websites, but my main one is onlineboutiquesource.com.
Uh-huh.
And what I do, I'm an online retail strategy coach. So I help people who want to start online retail businesses. So specifically product, any type of product marketing.
Yeah. I may need to talk to you later when I've got a bunch of jewelry upstairs made from railroad materials because we own a railroad business.
I've actually seen some of your husband's stuff, which is really nice.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, that's what I do.
That's the furniture, and the jewelry is something that my daughter kind of stepped up to do, and I helped her out with that last year. But she's in high school. It's really difficult to get all that done. So later. And what about you, Courtney?
Well, hi, everyone. So I'm a digital marketing and launch strategist, and I am here to help experts get their brilliance out of their head and launched and sold into the marketplace. So I'm really big on creating online courses and selling those babies before you even create them.
Sweet.
That's really scary. I know the feeling, though. I've been trying to do that myself.
It is. But if you have a step-by-step method, once you do it once, it's a wrap. You'll never sell an online course the same again. Yeah,
exactly. I'm finding I did sell one a couple of weeks ago, and I've got people in a class. Yay. And so I'm doing my first teaching class, if you will, in this format. I've taught several classes in the past, but my delivery was different because I didn't have Zippy courses. I didn't have a website. I just had a MailChimp account and a Facebook group and a bunch of graphics. That was it. So this is much, much better. And I like the fact that you can actually kind of see what people have done.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Stacy, you told me, and I want to say hello to Mr. Wonderful over here with your bird face, which I think is hilarious. Okay. And would you tell me what platform are you actually using to do your courses?
Yeah, I discovered Course Cats, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with David Siteman Garland. Mm-hmm. He's got the Rise to the Top, and he's got Create Awesome Online Courses. So I purchased that, and I was kind of stuck. I got the basics on how to do the course and how to write it and stuff like that, but I still wasn't there. But I was still struggling with how to do it, how to put it online. Mm-hmm. Well, David came out with a Course Cats. It's a theme that you put on a WordPress site. And it needs to be a clean WordPress site.
Is it a plug-in too?
No, it's a theme. It's just like a theme. And you need to, I think it needs to be installed on a real clean, just a clean site. And so that's my course site.
Okay.
And so it is incredibly easy. Within 2 hours, I was up and running.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I had to do the videos. I'm like, wait a minute, I've got it all there. It's ready. And so you guys can see it. It's on lifestorytelling.com. Beautiful. Yeah. And it's all right there, but I don't have the content yet uploaded. So the sales page is there and so you can see what it's going to be about, and it's so easy to create. It was incredibly easy.
Did you have to integrate the payment function yourself, or?
They walk you through it. So they have little short 5-minute videos, and then they walk you through. That's what I loved about this. Within 2 hours, it was completely done, except for me. It was waiting on me to upload the homework and the videos.
Right.
So it gives you choices. Like I chose Stripe to integrate for payment, and PayPal, and MemberMouse for the membership.
For the membership.
If I want to do different levels and stuff like that.
Okay.
And but it's all done. It just tells you, like you don't even have to go to MemberMouse. They tell you step by step by step. Like, put in a title here, put in 3 sentences about your first module here, put in a picture here, and it is really, really easy.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Courtney, you do something with MemberMouse, right?
Yes. So, am I echoing? I hear an echo.
Yeah, you're echoing. You have two windows open?
I do.
Take one off.
Okay.
You might kick yourself out, but if you do, just come back in.
Okay.
Oh, see, I told you. I kicked my my own self out of my own show a couple of weeks ago, but I came right back. So she'll be back. Now, Keela, did you just start you just said you just started the membership Zippy courses part of your online boutique.
Yes.
And
yes.
tell me, what are you teaching in that?
Well, and actually it's funny because I've used Member Mouse too, but that's a whole nother, we'll talk about that later. Okay. So what I'm doing with Zippy courses, I'm using Zippy courses to create what I call the Boutiquer Success Vault. And what I did, I previously had, like I used to have, well, not used to, I kind of still have them. They're in there now though. I have master classes. So like 6 videos, 8 videos, not necessarily a full like 10-week course, but more of like smaller classes that I call master classes. Okay. And then I had all of these like webinar replays. I had some, I have a workbook. I had all of this like various content that really wasn't a full course yet, really wasn't not a course. I don't know what it was. So what I did was put it all in one place and put it in what I call the Boutiquer Success Vault. Yeah. And so in there, I now have all the master classes. I have all my past webinars. So any webinars that I've done, I've now added anytime I do workshop training, because I do workshop training with the group sometimes. So I've now added those workshops. I've added my Periscope replays, and everyone's trying to figure out what to do with their Periscope replays. They're in my vault. And so it's a monthly membership site now. And what I do is pretty much every piece of content, I think there's only about maybe 3 things that aren't included in terms of the content that I have available. The paid content, I still have like YouTube channel and all that other good stuff that's free, but just about all of my paid content is now available in what I call the Boutiquer Success Vault that I'm running on Zippy courses.
I wanted to say hello real quick to Shay Chisholm. Thank you for coming in, and April Welch. I didn't want to leave you guys out. And well, Mr. Wonderful, where did you change your name all of a sudden? Did you see that, or did he just talk to somebody, or did somebody take that picture? Do you see that? Mr. Wonderful used to be the bird.
He's still there as Mr. I see him. I still see him.
I know it says Mr. Wonderful joined, but then down below it says @eBoy. Maybe it's
oh yeah.
Hello. Who are you really? Are you Mr. Wonderful or eBoy? Okay, so both. This is funny. Okay, so you're using Zippy courses and you're doing well with that, because I know that I've seen you a lot in our group. We do have a group, the people who are using Zippy courses. I created a social, not a social group, it is a social group. I created a support group for people who are using it to help test each other out, maybe help each other on kick around ideas when we get stuck, and troubleshoot with the software, because they're still new, fairly new, and they keep upgrading and migrating their software into new versions. And so zipyourcourse.com, I'm going to type it in. If anybody wants to try out Zippy courses, maybe to go see what it's about. We're not officially affiliated at all with the company. Has nothing to do with that. We are just course creators trying to get our stuff out there so we can be successful with this. And that's, Courtney, that goes right into you, because I know you just put out something and had some success with it, with a freer 7-day course on how to get your course out there, or what?
Yeah, so it was essentially a free online training that I offered, and one of the attendees inboxed me on Facebook actually yesterday, and she couldn't watch it live, so she ended up watching the replay. So I'm always an advocate for sending your replays out via email to those people who were not able to attend live. Yeah. And because you'll get success stories like these for people who, again, may not be able to attend your course or your training at the time that you're doing it live. So she inboxed me and she said, I watched your training last night, and basically she put up a sales page with a simple sales page with a simple PayPal button. And at the time, she said, I got my first sale. I'm so excited. This thing isn't even created yet. And so fast forward to this morning, like less than 24 hours after she created this page, she had 6 sales. So,
wow.
We like her.
Yeah, she's definitely a
So
woman
we
of
all need
action.
training.
And so she was able to take the steps that I outlined in my training
Yay.
and implement them to actually launch something. So a lot of people get caught up on the ins and outs and the whys and whats and the, oh my goodness, which platform should I use to launch? There's so many options out there available, and that's a wonderful thing. And there are a lot of opinions about those options and those platforms. But what I tell people is when you're launching something, especially initially, the platform that you use really doesn't matter. What matters most is the content and the value that you provide. And so she took that, feet on the ground running, and I'm sure that she's going to iterate a little bit later with, how she's going to deliver it and everything like that. But the moral of the story is it's important to launch sooner rather than later. And I think Seth Godin said this, and I've taken it as a sort of mantra of mine that I share with clients. If you have launched, or if you're comfortable with whatever you've launched, with the first version of whatever you launched, you launched too late. So it's important to be just a little bit like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this, and press the button, because you can always tweak and make it better.
You can't start perfect. You have to improve. So on the right, we've got some questions if the training is still available, Courtney. So if you want to. I'm actually going to provide a link to my email list. And if you join, I can send you the replay. I would be happy to do that. If you want to stick a web address out there in the chat box for them to go sign up to get, just do that. Now, can we bring Pete in? Is anybody willing to take to get off at the next stop for a minute and then let Pete?
I can get off.
Okay. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for coming in, and I can't wait to see you around on social media. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Pete, can you get in? Here he comes. Please come in all the way.
Hello.
Yay!
How's everybody?
Yay! Are you at the office or at home today?
I'm at the office today.
You're at the office. Okay, good. Guys, this is Pete Casaboon, and Pete and I know each other through a business called Project Positive Change. And it's basically a membership portal for experts in all sorts of fields to host their talents on this website. The website's actually coming soon, but this is how we met because we're in this project together. And just welcome, Pete, to the group.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So tell us what you're doing.
Well, okay, which part?
Whatever you want, whatever your business is, and then we can get into the other stuff.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit different. I am the angel encourager. I'm an angel intuitive medium. That's the main business that I'm really bringing forward. So I say knowing who you are and calling you forth. I really connect with higher energies to help people to know the love and the energy that is the strength that is surrounding them at any moment in time to really call forth the life that you desire.
Very nice. And I've had a session with Pete before that kind of took me out of my head for a few minutes, which is good because I do allow a lot to kind of spin in this area, and it's difficult sometimes to move forward as a result. So thank you.
It was an amazing session. It really was.
Well, thank you. One thing I want you to do, Pete, is go over and tell a little bird again, because now it will put your @ symbol in the message.
Boom.
So if everybody would tell a little bird again, this time it will go out to the four of us. We'll all have our names in there, and it will tell people to come check out the show. So who else has come in here? I see Todd Lowe Henry. And I see Jeff Myers, and I've already said hello to April. April, if you want to say hello in the chat box, we'd love to hear from you and all you other people, please. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else. There's a +1 over here, but I can't see what that means. Maybe it's the brass charm. Still here. Okay. All right. So, Pete, what is the platform that you're trying to create some courses on?
Well, that's an interesting thing to really talk about because we're actually possibly changing it. Right now I also am the station manager for the True to You Radio Network, which is starting an online university, which may actually become Project Positive Change University. That's what we're kind of in negotiations with right now. But right now we're using Moodle. But to be honest with you, we're the team that I have in California, they're programmers, and they get so tired of being confined with things that we're actually thinking about creating our own platform. So right now we're using Moodle.
Okay.
But it may be changing in the future. So.
Okay. That's good to know.
Good to know.
I know. I need to talk with you because I have you'll have to see my mind map on the courses that I'm helping with that.
I'm excited.
So, that's interesting that you think they want to do their own thing, and they don't want to use something that's already out there at all.
But we're just finding so many restrictions on the Moodle platform. I mean, it's a great platform, but it's really built for those that just kind of want to plug and play. But we really like to custom design things. And so we want to, there's a certain restriction about how it looks, and we're very visual type people. So like I say, what they do, my team in California, which I'm so blessed to be working with them, that's what they do every day. So they just get really frustrated. They're like, well, it can't do this. We can't get it to do that. So, it's up to them whether they want to go that way. Right now, I'm happy with the Moodle platform, getting comfortable with it, but that's what they want to do. So we'll see.
Now, Moodle is what Udemy uses, right?
I believe so, yes.
If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's udemy.com. You'll see things on that all over the place. There's an app for it. They have a Udemy Creators Studio on Facebook where you go in and you can test out your modules. I tested one out in there, and I'm not going to tell how that went, but that was a long time ago when I didn't have Zippy courses yet. Okay, so who else? Somebody else came in the room. It is Healthy Heather, certified personal trainer. I will follow you. Anybody that comes and watches, I will follow you. So come watch my show. Anyway, so is there anything that anybody is like? You're doing this. Is that a free course that you were doing, Courtney? Or do you have a paid course that you're launching yet?
Well, I'm working on the paid course. The free training was really just to put feelers out and to see what people really needed and how they would respond to the idea of launching before actually creating their thing or their online course. And so what I wanted to do was really break down the various aspects, the specific aspects, so we can do deep dives into, well, how do you launch? Like, this part 1, part 2, part 3, as opposed to doing a large overarching course, because I know a lot of people get info overwhelmed. So I'm currently working on that, but as it stands right now, my training, how to sell an online course before it exists, is free.
Who are you asking, Stacy? Do you have a how-to for editing video? Courtney, do you have a how-to for editing video?
I do not yet.
Stacy, I can get with you after this. I've got some recommendations for you. Wait, I don't want to miss any of these chats. Sounds like Romper Room. I see Todd and I see April. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I must have missed something up here. Oh, the +1 means they're watching but not registered to Blab. Okay, no, it wasn't you, Brass Charm, because I was able to see you. So it's somebody else. It's just watching. They're like being a voyeur without anybody knowing that they're in the room. Okay, that's funny. And then Healthy Heather. Oh, you were the +1. Gotcha. Well, but now you're official, so that's good. Okay, and I want to make sure we get all these questions. Link for the course. Okay, yeah. Courtney put her link to sign up for her mailing list to get that course. So if you'll just go over there, it says @SimplyCourtneyH, and the link is in there for joining the email list. If anybody else has any lists that they want to put over there, feel free to do that. Like Akila, if you've got something where you want people to get information for your online boutique source, I think it's really cool that you're teaching people how to do the retail marketing and all of that online. Did you ever figure out what lead page you wanted to use?
I actually don't use Lead Pages, and I've decided not to use Lead Pages. I'm using Get Response because that's who I use for my email. So I use their landing pages, but I plan on changing my whole site over to Thrive themes eventually. And
Thrive themes. I need to
Thrive themes.
Something for my daughters.
And then when I move over to Thrive themes, I'm going to start using Thrive. They have a Thrive theme landing pages plugin. Like you can buy the whole everything together. And one of the reasons why I decided not to use Lead Pages, because it's not a Lead Pages bashing session. But I'm just not sold on Lead Pages, and I know everyone usually jumps in like, oh no, they're great. But I'm just not sold on the technology being that much better than the next technology, other than the fact that they have pretty much templates that people are highly converting, yada yada yada. But I'm like, okay, there's nothing for anyone else just to develop a template just the same exact as their templates. And I have a web design background, so that's another thing too. I'm not as scared to do. I can actually code my own landing page if I wanted to, but there's a lot of work I don't feel like doing.
Are you good at
so either way, I decided to go with Thrive, and one of the reasons why I decided to go with Thrive is for SEO purposes. Which is one of the things that if you're on Lead Pages, you're kind of on their platform, on their network, you're not getting all the SEO benefits, which is huge to me because that's the other thing I kind of train and teach on is SEO. And so I wanted something where the pages were actually part of my site.
So whenever you publish it on your site, the Lead Pages, are you saying that the SEO doesn't pick that up?
It's not picked up as part of your site, and it really depends on also how you do the URL for it. So if you do the URL and if you link it, the Googlebot will go to Lead Pages, but once it gets to Lead Pages, it knows it's on the Lead Pages site, no longer on your site. So you're not still picking up the same SEO benefits as you would like with Thrive. You're pretty much just creating a page within your site, and it just has its own landing page template. That's really the best way to do it. Using all the pointers to someone else's site is really taking them there, and then Google doesn't pick that up as being part of your site content. So when it's indexing, it's not indexing as part of your site. It's not picking up the page ranking from your site. It's a bunch of really deep SEO stuff that you're not getting.
As I'm answering, Stacy's asking a question over on the right. I didn't see it.
Oh, the link to my site is onlineboutiquesource.com.
Okay. Now, I got a question too. Are you able to do the pixel tracking? Do you know how to do that easily on your site too, like on your landing page?
I do, and I've been told with Thrive that you can easily put it in there, but I also know how to do it myself, so I'm not as concerned about that. And right now, like with using Get Response, I don't have it at all. So I'm okay with that. My main thing, and I mean, not to make this a whole SEO conversation. Sorry, guys. my main thing is, and like, you know, people want to use the pixel tracking and the conversions because they're using a lot of Facebook ads. If you can get your site ranked and your SEO done correctly and get you up there in the rankings, you're getting most of your site organically. You're not getting it from Facebook. Like I get 60% of my traffic from Google, and right now, as of like last month, I'm between like 14 to 15,000 hits a month. 60% of that comes from Google.
I want to know about, now you were the one in the group too that talked about Google AdSense and Google whatever and how to understand all of that. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I don't do Google AdSense. I do Google Analytics.
Google Analytics. That's what I meant.
Keyword Planner. Yeah, I'm not buying ads yet either. I have in the past, but it's not, again, because I get so much organic traffic, I don't need to really dabble in that too much, because my main thing is making sure I'm high ranking, so that way I can just get the traffic for people who are searching for it. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a lot on the SEO stuff, but if anybody wants, I actually just did an SEO, I called it a scope course. I did a 5-day course on Periscope. It was pretty cool. And I have the notes available if you go to seonotes.gr8.com. I'll put it in the chat box.
Yeah, they type that over to the side. Just so you guys know, here's the awesome thing about the replay of this. Now you're going to receive, if you subscribe to the show, I think you're going to get an email that has the recording of the show, because I am recording it. So you'll get a recording by email. And again, that is true because I subscribed to a show the other day. When you go back to the replay to watch it here, all these notes in the chat box are still going to be there, and you can continue to write in it. So if there's somebody over here that needed something from you, or you needed something from someone else, just come back to the same replay on my channel and you'll find the notes. Now, when you get the email about the recording of the show, it will only be the video of us. It won't be all of the side stuff going on. Okay, so just come back to the direct link on the show. And the other thing is, on my website, which you can go to crashwithsally.com. That will forward to it. Crashwithsally.com will send you to a page that I created that talks about this particular show. It tells the shows coming up, who's going to be on them. It links to their websites. All of you guys are on my website. There's a link to your stuff. And then underneath that, there's an archived link to every replay and the websites of all the people that were my guests on the show. So if anybody ever wants to go to that, they can get back to everyone here, either through the Twitter links over here or the website or whatever. I don't give out my email address for fear of spamming. Oh yeah, you don't have to give out your email, but if you know how to do sign-up links and things like that, it's easy to get in touch with people. I'm not sure who you were answering. Geo Meek. And somebody else came in earlier I didn't say hello to, and it was just GEO. Geo, I'm going to follow you. I do live video capture in Second Life and other 3D platforms. Interesting. Okay, so new messages. A lot of the links in this chat are pointing to email signups. Yeah, some of them are because people asked for them. But if you go to the bio of each person who's been on the show, the information is there on the websites. And also, you can, if you needed to contact someone, you can always send a message through Twitter, because everybody on here who's on the show has a Twitter. And so make sure, here's one thing I want you guys, you guests, to know. I don't know if you use Twitter a lot. Do you use Twitter?
I used to be really big on Twitter, but it's hard to keep up, honestly, with all the various social platforms. So I don't really get a chance to engage on Twitter as much as I'd like.
Mine has blown up since starting this show. I've made a lot of connections out there, and I've started creating lists, which if you haven't done that yet, that can be very helpful, and there's little strategy to it as well. So I've been doing that, and then I've been trying to keep up with it via my Hootsuite dashboard, which has been really helpful. In which this week I posted in several places that when I was fixing my business dashboard so I could watch my groups and watch the Twitter lists and Twitter feed and whatever else and Instagram, I was following all these different things and getting it all set up. And then I realized I could put another board up. I wasn't just limited to a 10 stream business board. So I added a personal one, and now I have my children's Instagrams, YouTube channel subscriptions, and their Twitter feeds on my screen. And so last night I finally showed it to them, because I set this up on Monday. I finally showed it to them and I said, hey, come here, I want you to look at this. And they came over and they saw this dashboard on my computer that had Zoe's Instagram, Kate's Instagram, Annie's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I mean, it was like they just all just went like,
they were scared.
What is that? That is so creepy. And I was like, let me tell you something. You need to keep your accounts private. You are minors, and creepy people out there can also create a dashboard that follows you. And they were like, oh, okay, thank you. And I was like, I'm not doing this so I can spy on you. I don't really care what you say to your friends back and forth on here. As long as everything is not, nobody's mean. yeah, private is best. If you're not running a business thing, then yeah, private. But and I was like, anybody could be watching this. I'm looking at this for your own safety. That's why I have you up on this board, just know that. And so they thought that was okay. But my youngest was just kind of like, ooh, that is really weird.
That's funny.
All right. Well, does anybody else want to say anything or trade spots? Does anybody in the audience want to come on and talk about anything about courses or some kind of nice trick?
Well, this has been really helpful for me because I've started a new webinar series that I'm going to turn into a course, and it's been a real growth thing because I'm kind of building it as I go, and I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm not really sure even really how I'm doing it, but it's been an interesting journey. So, and I'm getting a lot of people signing up, so it's kind of like, I guess from the followers I've already had or something like that. So it's. Yeah, so I'm listening to all that you are saying and really appreciate it.
We should talk, Pete, because I've been mapping a lot of things out, doing a lot of goal setting and reverse engineering and all these different things. And it has totally made my life feel more centered, if you will, because I had all these things scattered in different places. And I really needed to pull it together where I could see it in one place. And then I would be like, oh, that looks really nice right there. Now I can go and not worry about it anymore and worry that I'll forget about it because it's all sitting there.
I think you're looking at my life right now. I think that's what you're doing.
No, that's just, whew, my life is crazy with 3 girls and my mom and all of that. So, well, guys, thank you.
Sally, do you think it would help if we talked a little bit about, I'm not sure how much time we have, but if we talked a little bit about either why we chose our platform or what different platforms we've used? Because I know, like, I've done courses a couple of different ways and flavor. I don't know if that would help people. I feel like a crash test dummy a little bit. And I know, I'm assuming, Courtney, you've probably done some of the same, and Pete, so maybe that might help people, or even, what we like or don't like about our platforms.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and talk about Zippy, I can tell you why I picked it, but.
Okay. Well, so I did a course last year, which was, again, a very small 4-week course that I did basically via email and webinar. So that was kind of my first step into courses. Then I tried MemberMouse, and I couldn't really get with how to set it up as a course. And then that's why I purchased Zippy. I like Zippy because it was able to do just a course. Like, I didn't have to worry about the design. I didn't have to worry about all the other stuff that, goes along with it. I was able to really quickly get up the course. The other thing that really, which is one of the problems I had with MemberMouse, because I have so many different little courses, is I wasn't able to do them all at once. So before I even thought of the membership site, my idea was to have all of these different courses available. And I even still have other stuff that I want to have available, but I wanted to have, like, I have a wholesaler's course, I have a WooCommerce course, I have all these little, my master classes, and I wanted to have them all available so people could just go say, hey, I want to learn WooCommerce, I'll buy that. And if, 6 months later they want to buy something else, they can buy that.
Zippy all in the same place.
Only one, so you had the same thing. Okay, so Zippy course was one of the only ones that easily allowed me to do that, and somebody can kind of just pick and choose the flavor that they want. Mm-hmm. Then I changed directions and decided I wanted to do it on a membership site. So I kind of scrapped that a little bit, but I'm still going to, like we were talking about in your group yesterday, I'm still going to have my big getting started with an online boutique. I have right now a 10-week one-on-one program. I'm turning that into a course program, and they'll both be able to run together in Zippy. So you'll be in Zippy like for this 10-week program. And then once you're done, you can go over to the membership site, which has kind of like maintaining your site, maintaining your business type information. So that was kind of my iterations through things that I've been through and why I decided to go with Zippy for my last iteration. I have looked at Wishmember. I've heard it's really, really good. And really, really good for even the type of things that I'm doing. But again, it's just a lot more work to get up and running. You have to think of design and the layout of the site. And, it's just a lot more work. I wanted something that was going to enable me, like Courtney said, just to kind of get it done, get it up there, and I'll worry about perfect later.
Drop it in. Yeah, I've heard that about other sites and things being kind of all over the place and not having it all be in this one place. What the thing I like is my course directory. You know, when I turn it on to be available on the course directory, it's nice that it's just right there. And the only thing that I'm concerned about maybe later is that all of my courses that I'm creating right now kind of go towards that whole online business creation. Like if you already know what kind of business you want, but you have trouble with putting all the techie bits together, that's what my courses are for. It says, okay, well, if you're in the branding mode of trying to get your branding together, then you come take my course and I'll teach you how to use this program and this program and this program, and this is why, and this is how you use it, and this is how you make it cohesive for your branding style. And then turn around to another one. It's like, all right, now I need to do list building, and I've got to capture emails and send out freemiums, and then message my followers, give them some valuable information, blogs or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's take MailChimp, and here's my email course that teaches you how to run through all the steps with that. And so mine is based like that. But I have an entire series of debt management courses that I want to create. But I mean, I'm only one person, so that's probably later in 2016 before I can even get to it. I needed to learn all the online tools first. And because I love doing that stuff, I love teaching it to people. So I decided to start with that first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And exactly what you're talking about is what lent itself to why I put everything all in a membership kind of site for those type of, because I have like an email marketing for online boutiques, Facebook ads for online boutiques, same exact thing. And I even felt like I was always selling people, like they're in I have a free Facebook group, and they're in the group, and I'm like, oh, well, there's a course that's good for that, and go buy that. And then like, hey, there's a course that's good for that, now go buy that. And even though they're like small dollar courses, I felt like I was always saying go buy, go buy, go buy. Instead of now saying go buy, I could just say it's in the vault. Go check out the vault. You get your monthly membership and it's in there. And if you can consume everything in 1 month, more power to you. If it can't take you, if it takes you more months, which it will, then you just continue to be a member. And then for my larger things, like the 10 weeks, that I know not everybody needs the 10 weeks. Some people come in because they've already started their business, so they don't need the 10-week course. That larger 10-week course, that will be like kind of my one of my very few separate things.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point, Akilah, with creating that vault. And I think that's probably something that I would want to do around launching, helping people launch and break, like I said earlier, my goal is to break it up into deep dives into the various aspects of launching, right? The techie pieces, the sales copy, the Facebook, getting the traffic and all that other stuff. So creating a vault to where people can go to one place and get all the knowledge that they want around launching. So by the end of it, they will be prepared to launch their own stuff. So you've given me a really, really good idea there.
Hey, glad I helped.
Yeah. Akilah has a lot of good ideas. So
yeah.
Well, just those ideas, some of them not so great. I've had my share. I'm not gonna.
Hey, don't we all? Well, is anybody else want to say anything?
I think it's just so fantastic that so many women of today are coming forward and doing this type of thing. The Dalai Lama said it was the Western woman that was going to pull the world forward. And I see that in these three ladies right here. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited. And I just, just great love to you. And I'm so proud of each one of you.
Oh, thank you, Pete.
Yay. It has been something that has really touched my heart over the last few months to be able to get into something like this and actually express what I like to do. Thank you, Rev LD Jenkins and Geo Meek. See you all later. So I think we're going to wrap everything up unless you've got something else you want to say, and tweet it out one more time. Maybe people will come out and watch our replay and get in touch with one of us if they want to know anything else about what we're doing.
Well, Sally, I just want to thank you for doing this broadcast, because it's really helpful for people to get great perspective around the platforms you know, that are good for whatever objective that they have. So this has been really helpful for me. I know I've gotten a lot from Akila, gotten a lot from Pete, gotten a lot from you. So, and I hope that everyone who's tuning in and who will listen to the replay will get a lot of value too. So thank you again for inviting me to be on.
Welcome. Well, you just popped up in my group somehow, and I was like, I like this girl. I want her to be on my show.
I love it. And I love this idea because people get so much value from not only, and this is why I like Blab. I love Periscope, but I love Blab because, again, like you said earlier, you get so many different perspectives and you get to talk it out and you get ideas going, and it's just wonderful. So I love it. I love what you're doing.
All to be successful in this. I really want to see everybody doing really well with this and loving what they're doing and creating things that come right out of them. You know, it's really awesome. So thank you guys. And have a great weekend, Labor Day weekend. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Party tomorrow night. So come up, Pete. He lives close. He's not that far. Well, you guys have a great weekend and check back next week on the show. Let me tell that real quick. I do have some guests next week. Oh yeah. Next week, we're talking about list building again. And I have all of my students from my MailChimp course that is wrapping up, and they're going to come on and talk about what they learned and talk about their business and how they're going to use the course to move forward in what they're doing.
You're a smart girl,
Thank
Sally.
you.
Like that.
I have several scheduled, so just go look. I have a lot scheduled for the future. I'm trying to get it all set up through right before Thanksgiving. All right. Bye. Have a great
Bye, guys.
Just click the X on the top right of your screen and you